Good morning. Let me hope everybody is okay. Today, I want briefly to talk about artificial insemination. Artificial insemination technique is the simplest technique that can be done, but it depends on who is going to do the artificial insemination. First of all, a lot of people, a lot of complaints have been going through artificial insemination. Others are saying I've failed artificial insemination. Others are saying, let me try it. But this is what you have to know about artificial insemination. First of all the farmers that are successful here in the breeds of animals or cows, it's all about artificial insemination. Let me give you a very simple example, and that is the late Murana. Late Murana is having over 500 cows, but he does not have any bull on his farm. And remember, even those young ones, which are produced, that we think they're out of the superior breeds, that is the superior mother and the superior dad, he sells them at 1 day old or 1 month old. You get? And you take it on your farm for breeding of your animals, which is okay. It is also a very good animal. But he is not using that. He's not using the bulls. Why? And somebody is having over 10 animals and is saying that I cannot use artificial insemination because it is very expensive. The question is, how do those people do it? Which animal is supposed to be done on artificial insemination? Which kind of techniques am I using? And what is my target? This is my take about artificial insemination. Artificial insemination is the best technique that somebody can do because you can select any animal you want from any part of the world. You bring it here. Importing a bull, that requires a lot of money. It requires a lot of money. One farmer here went to South Africa recently and imported 3 animals. They costed him over 150 animals. When they reached, I don't know how he managed the shipping fever. 2 died, and he stayed with he stayed with a female, of which a female can hardly breed. So if he had stayed with a male, it would make more sense. But it died, and he lost 100 plus millions. So that means if he had used maybe, let me say, 50 millions and breed the animals, he would even stay with the balance. Though the conception of AI are most of the time low, so we always say 50%. Though in some cases we do even 75%. But these are some of the limitations that really cause that. A farmer wants to select the poor conceiver animal. He's the one he wants to. Yes. Me, I do think that a farmer would select at least the best animal to do artificial insemination. Because the more you select the best, the more super product that you get. There is what we call hybrid vigor. The production, the doubling of the production of the mother. So that means if you do artificial insemination to an animal that produces over 15 liters, it will definitely produce over 30 liters. And that is the sense of artificial insemination. Some people really select the bad animals and they think that is it. But the truth is, the reason why artificial insemination always fails, 1, the selection is one of it. 2, the supervision of the animal. 3, the inseminator himself, because he might not handle the semen well. Me, I have few things that I trust with people, but with with the issue of semen, I don't trust anybody, not until I know that really this semen was handled well. 3, the vaccine, because I know if the vaccine is not proper, the results you're going to see, they will react. So the hormone also. So because those things, very few things that really spoils those kind of stuff. So what do I say with artificial insemination? A bull can deposit over billion sperms in an animal. Artificial insemination, we can only maximum put over 30 millions. Remember, a bull has deposited over 1 billion spermatozoas. So in case the animal is clean in the uterus, the animal will definitely conceive. You get? We deposit little semen because that's what is packed. That's why we have to be very attentive with what we are putting. Remember that semen have stayed in the straw for a long time. Even the spermatozoas have gotten weak. So that is why insemination, sometimes the conception is 50%, and the male can even go to 90%. But if you have a clean herd, that clean herd composed of animals that conceives at the first time, animals that are healthy, animals that are nutritious, animals that have very good body score. You cannot just choose any size of the animal and then you say that that animal is suitable for artificial insemination. Size matters, nutrition matters, and the management, again, supervision. Where do we go wrong? We the vets, maybe we mishandle. The inseminators mishandle the semen. Two others mishandle maybe the hormones, and the animal does not respond. But me, I don't request you, dear farmers, that you have to do artificial insemination. But the artificial insemination is composed of these people. You, the owner, who pays everything. Me, the inseminator, who does my work. And your manager or the immediate supervisor on the ground. That is the herdsman. Because when he sees the animal in the morning, the animal is supposed to be served in the evening. Reason being, the animal takes. When you see an animal on heat, doesn't mean that it has ovulated and the egg is already there to be served. So you have to give it over 7 hours to let the animal ovulate. Let the egg come from the ova, then come down to the fallopian tube where conception takes place. So you people, what is really complicated? You do have complicated animals which have a lot of issues. Some animals have diseases like cysts, leptospirosis, vibriosis. So me, what I always do, when I serve two animals, when I have an animal for 2 times and the conception is not there, I have to flush that animal. Then I should also use hormones to at least synchronize that animal. But it's not good to serve an animal over 4 times when it's not conceiving. So when you serve your animal twice, or if you serve it the first time and it does not conceive, just think there is an error, or maybe you or the worker. Next time, do a very good observation. If again fails, then apply some drugs in the uterus. You flush it and then see. But there is some animals that really takes long to conceive. What do I mean by taking long to conceive? If an animal is a high milk and it is producing a lot of milk, sometimes they do not conceive early. So they take like maybe 6 months, minus even coming back on heat. Because the body is working so hard to make that animal survive and even produce enough milk for you people. You get? So that the body knows that if it puts on another consumer, which is the baby, it will not definitely manage. You get? So, but basically, the reason why artificial insemination fails is that maybe the supervision, maybe the observation, and it could even be the animal. So if an animal fails to conceive like 3 times or 4 times, leave that and put it to the bull. There are some animals which even failed on bulls, and you're putting it on artificial insemination. And you think artificial insemination will be the solution. No. What you do, you treat your animals, or let the vet treat your animals, and then do the artificial insemination. The conception will be there. But if an animal is served like 4 times, we can condemn it not to do artificial insemination. So what you do, if even the bulls fails, then I don't know what you're going to do with it. But for sure, this is the technique that we are supposed to use, like it or not. So it is very important to understand this. It's not because Vets don't know what to do, but it's a partnership business between you, me, and the owner or the worker. So it is all our contribution together that we can do that. But if you insist, so like you, the ranchers, don't bring the whole of your ranch and then you're putting it to do artificial insemination. Select some animals for insemination specifically. So that means in those animals, let's say you have selected 30 and then you induce it, you synchronize them, you inseminate them. If you get over 10, you know, how do you know an animal that has not conceived? After the serving, let's say today, after 18 to 21 days, it will come back on heat. So if it doesn't come back heat, you suspect. After like 45 days to 2 months, you do pregnancy diagnosis. So for us, what we do, if you synchronize, serve all of them. If you do the observation after 18 to 21 days, and some few come back on heat, we reserve them. Then observe for another 18 to 21 days. If there is some that have not, again, you inseminate. You find that the 20 animals you selected for artificial insemination, they have already conceived. So if an animal conceives for artificial insemination, it is very hard for that animal to again fail on artificial insemination. So that is what I have for you. And I do think that you take it very serious and a very good idea to do artificial insemination. Select a herd and specifically do that. But where farmers go wrong, you select an animal for artificial insemination. Then after serving it, you let it go back to the bull. Or those that have produced kids for artificial insemination, you again expose it to the bull. Let's say bull has diseases and is going to deposit more other problems. So it has conceived for the first time through artificial insemination, the next time it's not going to conceive because the other animal has deposited more other bacteria. We do have a lot of diseases that can really be transferred through by a male. Let's say brucellosis. We do have pyometra. It can go in an animal when it has a bacteria in the uterus. Then it can bring it and then deposit it in another animal. And then again you call me. You say that animal produced a kid for artificial insemination. Then I gave it to a bull and I want you to go back in that. So you select a herd that you know that this is my herd for artificial insemination. I'm cleaning it for artificial insemination. So even if you have over 30 offspring of artificial insemination, that is worth breeding for yourself or even sell to other people. An animal to be proven for artificial insemination requires a lot of time. Leave alone these new systems, these new technologies where they can prove even 6 months male. But the other time it has been even taking over 5 years, looking at its growth rate, its life when it's young, then looking at the offsprings, and again looking at the production of the offspring. That's when a bull can be proven. But now they can detect through technology and then they can really definitely tell you that this is a good male. But actually artificial insemination is just a perfect match that we would really go in for. So don't blame an inseminator when he has done his job. And remember, when he does it well, that is the best of him. And I'm telling you, dear farmers, like it or not, artificial insemination is part of us. And we shall have to take it over. Thank you.